Hello, hello. Oh, hello, can you hear me? Well, I'm really loud, aren't I? One sec. Hello, hello. My audio should be a little bit better. There we go. Can you guys hear me? Should be okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry guys, I'm just checking something out. I'm new to this guys. There we go. Can you guys hear me? You should be able to see me, hear me. Yeah, there we go. If I do this, you should be able to see and hear. Sorry guys, one sec. One, two, 1, 2. Okay, I think everything's in order now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, give me one sec, guys. I'm trying, because I've changed platforms, my setup changes up a little bit. One sec. Yeah, this is my little home office. So you should be able to see I have a little plant there. Yeah, my little humble abode. How you guys doing? There we go. Now you should be able to see my screen, right? Let me just take off studio mode. There we go. New poster. How you guys doing? I'm just trying to see if I can see who's in chat. We chillin'. Nice. Love to hear it. How you guys doing? You right? Cool, cool, cool. How's your week been, guys? Tell me what you guys have been up to. Let me just, actually in the meantime, let me put some background music. That'll be amazing. Let me just type in copyright free music for stream. And hopefully it's not too loud. There we go. Is it? Let me know if it's too loud. Yeah, just I'll try and coordinate everything. Yeah, it's all been good. Everyone's chilling. Oh, my WhatsApp's there. Dangerous. Mate, so I got a few requests in chat. These are some of them. I also got requested to do one of the scripts I did a while back. Let's see if I can find it. The usual eat, sleep, poop. Mate, let me see if I can find it. I got asked to do, where are you? It's one of my latest scripts. Just see if I'm trying to see if I can find it or remember where it is, because I can't be honest. To be honest, I don't know where I put it. Is it this one? No. Which one was it? I don't know anymore. Anyway, not a big issue. You know, give me a sec. I'm boiling. I need to open my door. It's just too bloody hot. Hello everyone who's just joined in. Is YouTube a more comfortable format for you guys to kind of hop on? Just out of curiosity. Oh man, this building is so nice. This is I think it's by the same person we did last week. I think so. Let me see if I can find anything else. This is another proposal I got on Instagram, which is interesting. How to produce this sort of effect. So it's curious because when I see this, I'm like already imagining ways we could do this, and I'm curious to also hear what you guys would propose to do, if there are any proposals. Like probably this is the best time if you guys want to share like a name of a project or something, we could do that, and then see how we can deconstruct it and reconstruct it in Grasshopper. So this is cool. This kind of reminds me of the Pringles. Yeah, it's just one of those interesting designs, I guess. Either is fine. Nice. I don't know. So here I can kind of show. This one's a bit too crazy, to be quite honest. Like it's the least appealing to me, at least. I understand the appeal, but for me, it's not. Yeah. So this is really interesting, to be honest. You've been struggling to follow on Twitch. Yeah, I guess the notifications on YouTube is a little bit easier as well. So yeah, we'll probably just stick to YouTube if it's easier. So I'm going to propose to you guys these 4 options, and then you guys just vote like 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. So this is going to be like number 1, right? So number 1, think of it like a petal design. 2, it's this tower, right? For this one, I would want to do some modeling of like a floor plan. So we can probably grab that off the internet and just 3D model and then do the parametric side of it. So like a hybrid model, I guess. This one is interesting too. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how this one is actually made in Grasshopper. And then finally this one, which is probably the weirdest one, I would say. But nonetheless interesting too. So, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. In the meantime, I'm going to have a sip of my cider. So, I don't know if you guys know this Spanish cider. Let me see if I can show you guys in the cam. One sec. If I do this, you'll be able to see the label. Ladrón de manzanas. This one. Wrong way. Do you guys know the brand? It's just apple cider. Number 2. So number 2 so far. Number 3. Let me just go over them again. So 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay, that's interesting. And this is number 4. Okay, so it's split between 2 and 3. 2 and 3 so far. What's the preference here? So we have 1. Yeah, so we split. Anyone else want to vote? So this is number 1, number 2, number 3. Let me see if I can do a split screen here. How do I? There. Oh, it doesn't let me do it. Bang. There we go. That one, and then this one. Number 2. No, this is the wrong one. This one here. So it's between 2 and 3. Got a little mosquito here. YouTube is better. Okay, I get it. What? We'll do on YouTube. Okay, so 2 is number 1. This one's 1 so far. Oh shoot. Okay, so 2 seems to be the winner by a very small margin. Okay, so for number 2, let's okay, let's see how we can do number 2. Okay, so for number 2, what I want to do is I want to find a floor plan. So we need like a base, which is just a rectangular building, I guess. I've done number 4. Okay, I don't know. You mean number 3? You guys are getting me dizzy. Let me do a recount. So Kafik says number 2, Wasim 3. 3 is winning, 2. 2's winning. It's a kind of a tie. 2, 3. So 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Oh, 3's winning then. If you change your vote, 3 is winning. This is another script, which I'm not even going to bother. This is another project. This is going to go here. Okay, let's create a new script. Script audio. Fecha de hoy. Let me just change this because I have some personal stuff here. Let me put myself on screen. Let's see. Stream. I need to make a file. Okay, I'm just going to create the file here. So this one here, and then I'm just going to open up a new Rhino. I don't mind doing any, just, you know, you guys choose and it's absolutely fine. Let me just open up Grasshopper. Yeah, so freeze one basically. Oops. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna save this file over here before we even begin. File, save document, blah blah blah, stream. Okay, so the one we're gonna do is this one then. This bad boy. Okay, so how on earth do we do this? God damn it, guys. Okay, what's the logic here? Can we consider this like an arc? I guess we can, right? We would need to create a lot of different angles, I guess. Rotate them by different values. So R1's going to be a little bit more chaotic than this one, I think. Atlanta Royal. I'm interested to hear how you guys would resolve this one. How would you guys... Would you consider that there are two sizes, like this one, and this one's only smaller because it's on the edge and because of the overhang? What we can do is we could make it a closed circle, or it could be an arc, I guess. And then the arc can be divided into parts. We can dispatch them. No, because we want the size to be smaller. Yeah, I think that's the logic. Arcs stack like bricks. I'm just thinking, like, how would you make it in a way where you have multiple, like, bricks, let's call them, right? You have multiple bricks here. What would the logic be there? You could perhaps make a surface and then try to make pattern out of it. Okay, so we could do like a cylinder which isn't capped, right? And then we could panelize it with like a staggered panel, which is like a brick. And then at the end of the script, perhaps what we could do is we could bend it along a curve, right? So we're not conditioned by the arc at the beginning, but rather we can modify it at the end. Wouldn't making it a surface be better for continuity? Yeah, I guess so. I was just thinking about, like, do we want it to be so homogeneous or like so so perfect, I guess? Would we want some room to kind of rotate or to do something different? I don't know. These are questions that we would have to face, right? So, how we could do it with the staggered approach and then do some sort of... We could build it from scratch. I think we would have to build the bricks from scratch because we want to define the spacing, the middle spacing in between. So we can work around it, right? So I'm just gonna break it down into parts and then build from there. I'm gonna work on the XZ plane. I'm just gonna turn this off. We could probably do that with the panels, perhaps. I think we could probably have a little bit more control this way because the panels, they're going to be fixed, right? You won't be able to define the spacing in between, and that's something I'm willing, like I would like to have. I'm going to go for separate free. Actually, no, these should probably be a lot longer. That's too long. Let's say 10 modules of 10, right? For now, we're going to work in proportions and then work it out. Height, I'm going to say 3.3. So we have that basic rectangle, right? Then Okay, so if x is this distance, I want x plus something, which is the next distance, right? So addition. And then this is going to be basically a separation. And we could probably be clever about this. We could probably put this behind, use a series. This is going to be my step. This is going to be my count. I'm going to say 5. I'm going to connect a panel to visualize this a little bit better. 0, 20. Yeah, I think that's fine. Construct point. Construct point. This is going to be the x coordinate. This is going to be here. And we have something like that where the spacing is defined by this addition. You can see we can have this thing here, right? So what's the logic here? I'm basically saying, okay, if my brick measures 10 units, I want the next brick to be placed at 10 units, which is the length, plus a separation, which is this. This is the separation length. So that's the addition. And I'm basically creating a point every this distance, every 20, right? And then how many times? 5, and this is basically the coordinate, right? Which is basically this point here. Right, does that make sense? So if I leave this at 0, right, it's going to be a brick. Why? Because I'm telling it to create a series of values that are 10 every distance, right? Every point is placed at 10. But if I make it a little bit bigger, the point in between, like the copy and paste, is at more distance than the actual length of the brick, right? Therefore, you have that separation going on there. And then what we need to do now is make sure that the next brick is going to be half at the distance of this, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Like, if you guys can think of any better ways, just let me know as we go. So this is kind of the mathematical part, I guess. So here I would just do a copy and paste, and then here I would do an expression, and I would say x divided by 2, and that's referring to the length of said brick. I'm calling it brick, but you know what I mean. There, and it's going to be in between. Okay, so actually no, this is going to be my starting point, and if I'm not wrong, this is going to be there. This shares the same count, and let me just, oh crap, I just disconnected it. Okay, there we go. That way I have it placed in the middle, and then I'm just going to copy and paste this here. Ooh. Actually no, I need to copy and paste this one, and this goes here. I'm just going to do relays x, y. Bring this over here, space this out, and the difference is this one is going to be somewhere different. Construct point. So this is going to be y, or no, it's going to be z, and the z value is going to be this. Bang. Oh no, it's not. What? Z. Oh no, it's Z. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it can't be centered. It has to be centered here. First hurdle, guys. First hurdle. How can we... So we need it to be centered here. So the distance from here to here... Okay, let's work this out. A bit of geometry going on here. So let's say the brick length is this. Y is gap distance. So x plus y divided by 2 is going to be this point here. And then I have to move it back half of the brick, minus x divided by 2. Okay, so it's going to be, that equals x divided by 2 plus y divided by 2, which equals X plus Y divided by 2. Okay. X plus Y divided by 2 is going to be my X value, my starting value. X plus Y. My Y is going to be, what's going to be my Y? My separation. There we go. And then it's centered. So wherever I change this by, it's always going to be in the center. Damn. Okay, that worked. Evidently, if I make the separation too big, it's not going to fit. So that's one of the conditions we have to kind of live with. And pardon? Ah, my friend. You're working it out too. Nice. Okay. So we have this going on. And okay, so we have this, but this is only like one layer, right? So bang bang. What I'm also thinking, right, is if we build one brick, we can just copy and paste that to these reference points. So what I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to save first of all, and for now I'm just going to work with one brick, and I'm going to find my reference, which is not this. Let me just close this. So what's happening in this reference? In this reference we have multiple floors, right? So okay, let's consider the floor height in the script, right? So I'm going to say expression, and then we're just going to define some parameters before we even continue. So I'm going to say between 0 and 10, and we're going to say the height between each floor is 3.3. How many floors will we have per brick? I'm going to say we're going to have 5 floors between bricks. 5 floors. So that's going to be X times Y. Wow, this music's too party-ish. Let me just change the music, guys. It's just too much. There we go. Thank God. This one's gone. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 4, actually. 4 is a little bit slimmer. This is going to be my height. So let me just substitute this. That's going to be my height. And then regarding length, the length we're going to change it to something else. So let me just change these number sliders. Number of floors per brick, let's say. This is going to be height between floors. This one over here is going to be brick width. Okay, that way we know what on earth we're working with. And this is gap distance, distance between bricks. I'm going to try and label stuff today. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay, so we have all of this, all my definitions. Let me just do some relay stuff because there are a few things I hate. All my music today is proper like techno. Okay, so we have our parameters, we have all of this. What's this then? Number of bricks, right? Bricks per row. Let's call that that. I'm going to relay this, put this over here. I'm going to put this at the back so I have everything close to one another. Yeah, you're right. The music's in theme with what we're doing. You're absolutely right. Okay, so the width, I'm just going to go proportionate. And what I want to do is, I'm thinking of perhaps working with one brick for now, just to see how good we could define one of those bricks. And it's also probably easier for calculation. So what I'm actually going to do here is this is going to be like the main frame. And this, I'm going to work with one of these. So this is going to be like a side quest, right? So flatten. I'm going to turn all of this off and we're just going to work with this brick. Hey, how you doing, mate? You good? Long time no see. Happy to have you back amongst our midst. So this rectangle is going to be the brick. As we said, we're dividing by 4 floors. So how can we subdivide those floors? That's a very, very valid question. So I guess we could panel it. And first of all, we should probably see what on earth we're going to do on these floors. So there's some sort of subdivision, some railing, and that's pretty much it, right? Okay, let's work our way through. So we can, what can we do? Let's try and be clever. We can okay, I have an idea. I don't know how good it will be. Okay, let's try this out. So I'm going to panel this. I'm looking for quad panels. Or you know what? We could work with staggered. We're going to follow the theme. We're going to follow the theme of the design. Division. So I need to know which one's V. I'm guessing V is the vertical, right? So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to reference this number of floors per brick. So this one here. I'm hoping it's this one. Yes, correct. So I'm just going to relay this so I see where everything is connected. Just thinking I should probably push all of these number sliders back. I'm going to align this with this. So this is my floor height, and then this one is the divisions. So for the divisions, I'm going to say, okay, if my length is 35, I'm going to round this up. Every 5 meters, there's going to be a room, let's say. X divided by Y. And I'm going to say between 0 and 10. I'm going to say each room has 5 units in distance. If it's 35, then I'm going to have 7 rooms, more or less, right? So I'm going to connect this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, more or less, right? We're not looking for perfection. This is a design script. Okay, so this is going to go over here. I'm going to call this room width, just to have an idea what on earth we're talking about. Room width. And let's put this over here. Hey mate, you right? You haven't been for a while. Yeah, I know, cries in French. Okay, so we have this. I'm thinking we should probably make it even wider. Make it 7. There we go. So this is going to be kind of the frame of each room, and let's see what we can do. Good question. What on earth can we do? I have an idea. This is from a script I recently done. I'm going to show you guys, but I think here it's going to be cool. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to show you guys what I'm thinking of doing. I did do it quite a while back, so I might not even remember how on earth I did it. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Okay, here. So there's a script where I have, you can see these squares here, right? And then you have this overlap. We can try and mimic something along these lines. It doesn't have to be a copy and paste of this. I'll show you guys another image of this script actually. So you probably see what the actual design is here. Right. So we could probably do something where it kind of inclines out a little bit, or something like that. I'm not fully sure. Okay, let's work this out. I'm going to rotate each one of these bricks outwards. So I'm going to deconstruct each one of them. Deconstruct BREP. Deconstruct BREP. I need to find one of these axes from which I'm going to rotate. I'm just going to choose one of these. I don't know which one it is. We'll find out. 2, I think it might be number 2. No, number 1. Number 1. No, I think it's going to be number 3. No, yeah, it's number 1. Let's work with number 1. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. This is going to be my axis. Then I'm going to convert this square into a plane. I think I can do that. Yes. And then I'm going to... Thing is, I don't know. Rotate axis, I think it is. Rotate axis. Can I rotate a plane? I think I can. This one here. Angle has to be in degrees. Axis is this. This is my geometry. Turn this off. My degrees is going to be between 0 and 100. I'm going to go for 15. And in theory, I am. Okay, good. I just need to graft. There we go. And then what I'm thinking is of projecting those rectangles onto this inclined plane. Now, for this to work, what I need to do is I need to move these planes away from the surface. So that's going to be another step we're going to have to add here. I'm going to say move. I need to move in the y direction, negative y direction. Right, I need to move away in this direction. And I'm going to go for a distance of an overhang of... maximum overhangs typically are 3.5 meters maximum. In conventional architecture, we're going to consider this non-conventional. We're going to say 4 meters. Actually, it has to be less because we have to assume the inclination. Okay, so this is going to be my plane, and then what I'm going to do is project. Project. I'm going to project this these curves in the direction of y, and it's going to be negative direction of y, like so. And let's pull this back. Direction y. Now the brep is going to be the rotated plane. Let me just turn this off. I need to graft. Is it not doing it? I think I'm using the wrong project because it's a project on plane. Here we go. There we go. Graft. There we go. I can remove this. There we go. Okay, interesting. Let me just turn this off. And I'm going to bake because I feel like there's something happening. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, good. Good. And you know what? I'm going to do something interesting where I'm going to offset each one of these. Offset in the negative direction by a value of a thickness of 0 to 1. I'm going to say this has a thickness of 0.3, like so. I'm going to use these curves, and I'm going to make sure that the plane direction is the same as the curve, so it's going to go inwards in theory. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to project these new curves onto the same plane. So I'm just going to basically repeat this, but with these curves instead. And then once I have this, actually no, this might not even be necessary. Let me just pause this because I think there's going to be a better way. I'm going to mirror on the XZ plane like so. So I'm just going to do a symmetry, and I can loft between two curves. So I'm going to convert these into curves. I'm going to use a merge. Merge. Oh. I'm going to graft just to make sure. I'm going to flatten as well. Simplify. And now I'm going to loft. And what I'm thinking is, because this is an open surface, why is there a gap? Why is there a gap? That's a very good question. There shouldn't be a gap. Why is it? Yeah, I'm not sure why there's a gap. Give me a sec, let's see if we can work out why there's a gap. When I use a rotate axis, it's fine because I'm projecting onto this plane. I'm projecting this, but it shouldn't rotate. Did I? But I didn't offset. Did I offset? No, I haven't offsetted. Oh, it's because it's projecting in the perpendicular direction. Oh, that's annoying. Project. Okay, so I have to use project along. Okay, fine. We can project along the y-axis. Direction. Oh, wrong one. So direction is going to be the y-axis. The plane is the same. And the geometry, I need to make sure it's grafted and just do this. And then I think now this should work. Yeah. Yeah, this is, you know, you have to be so careful. You have to be so careful with what you indicate. So it was leaving little gaps because it's projecting perpendicularly to a plane, right? It's not going to go straight along the y-axis because we haven't told Grasshopper that we want to work in the y-axis. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Cheers, guys. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so we have this sort of staggered feel. Now I want this to have a thickness. So let's do offset brep. Distance is going to be the thickness I tried earlier. Cheers, mate. 0.4 might be a little bit too thick. Do we want it to be a solid? Yes, sir. Do I want it to be on both sides? No, I want it to go inwards. We'll have to see what that means in a second. I'm not sure if it's offset. No, yeah, so it's offsetting outwards. So distance, I'm going to say negative. Oh, when it's double thickness. Okay, it's fine. And we have something like that. Okay, sweet. And I mean, we could make the inclination much bigger. So here we can say 30 instead of 15, and you're going to see that we have this much bigger thing. And then we're going to add railing, I guess. Yeah, let's add the railing. So for the railing, what would I need to do? That's a very bloody good question. I'm going to need what? So actually, I'm going to delete this. We don't need this anymore. Let's backtrack a little bit. We're going to need one of these edges. So I'm going to deconstruct brep. Bang. What if the inclination varied? You mother fudger. I'm going to leave that to the end because perhaps when we have all of them, we can do something with that in mind. So brep, we need the vertices. No, we need the edges, right? We need the bottom edge, and I'm hoping that by selecting, yes, I can select the bottom one. Right, I'm selecting the bottom one, and then here I'm just going to extrude in the Z direction. The height of said railing is going to be 1.1. Leaving out the voids in between and the size difference for every block. Mate, you guys are funny. Alright. Bastards. Let's see if we can work this out. This is the railing. Railing 1, and then we need to mirror this. I need to mirror in the same direction. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste this. This is going to go over here. I'm going to merge list. And that way it's going to be easier to work with. So we have the railing. Fun time, really funny. Yeah, you bastard. Alright, so we have that. And what now? What was I going to do? What was I going to do, mate? Huh? I think this is fine. And I mean, this can become as complex as we want. Because there are a few things I can see now, like how to make this a lot more complex. An idea, which I'm not going to do today because otherwise we're just not going to have, you know, it's just going to be too long of a stream. Is to, let me just quickly draw. Oh, where's my recortes? Here we go. Is to do this. So you see this part here. Well, let me just change the pen color. This part here, we could make the railing do this instead, where it goes round. But I just think it's just going to be too long. I have an idea as to how to do it, but it's just too long. So I'm not going to bother with that today. I am going to clean this up a little bit though, and I am going to give this a thickness. Railing. I'm going to change the color. Custom preview. By default, I think it's going to go white. Oh no, pink. Oh god. Color swatch. This is going to be white. Let's put this over here. Copy paste. Let me put this down here underneath. I'm going to change this to, I don't know, a lighter color. Something like that. You got experience with that? Oh man, yeah, I just can't be asked. Cannot be bothered. I'm just trying to think, man. Yeah, I'm thinking of like a quick way to do it, but I don't think there's not really a quick way to do it currently, so for another day. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen now. I'm thinking that perhaps I shouldn't go negative here. No, I have to go negative. Damn. Thing is, I have to compensate for the railing here. So it's kind of annoying because I have to move this up, but I can automate it, so I don't have to intervene. I can just say Z, and the Z is basically the same thickness as this. And this would be this, and this goes here. And then that's solved. Okay, so we have the railing. We'll turn this off. And okay, so this is kind of the first step. Would I release the stream on YouTube? Maybe. I'll think about it. All right, let's see if we can work this out. Okay, so we have this. I don't think we're going to do much else on this part. All I'm thinking is perhaps the top part. The only thing is that's really bothered me is that railing. It's bloody railing. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to stress. I keep saying that, but I'm going to stress. Alright, so we have one of these bricks, right? We said that all of this is... all of these are... this is one brick. Here we're selecting one brick. Okay, let's see how many bricks we have in total here. Alright, I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna see if this works. It might freeze my computer. Oh, okay, there we go. Haha. There we go. Well, who could have guessed? Spacing in between. Brick width. Gap between this one, right? So we're gonna say 6. Yeah, the thing is, I want to change. No, I'll do that after. Merge. Ooh, what the hell? Merge. Merge. Merge, merge, merge. This one. Merge, merge. Flatten. It's grafting here, so I don't even need to flatten. Rectangle. What the hell? What the hell? What the helly? Surface, list item, this one. Oh, because it's okay. Okay, fair enough. This goes here. I can just do this here. Graft. Bang. Might take a second. We can now get rid of this if we want. We'll turn this back on. I see the vision. I see the vision. Do you see it? Because I don't. Right, distance, distance, distance. Should we go for 10? No, 10 won't work, right? The brick width is 35, so 10 should be fine. I want the spaces in between to be perceived a little bit better. The only thing that's bugging me now a little bit is that we have this harsh wall here. Yeah, it's bugging me. So I'm going to do a quick little trick. I'm going to go back to my version of 1. And here, I'm going to do something a little bit cheeky. And I'll tell you guys what I'm thinking. So my idea is to remove these small corners. These little small ones, I just want to remove it. So we have that staggered feel, right? Because this facade here is pretty harsh. So the way we can do that is we could measure the length of the panels. What the hell? You could cover those blocks with a clean rectangular envelope. But then you would ruin the zigzag effect, right? Or am I understanding wrong your idea? So we have these panels. I'm going to sort by. Actually, I can smaller than. So I need to see the panel. So I have two areas, right? I can sort the list. I can just say equal. Sort list by from biggest to smallest. And if I select one, the first one, it's the smallest. Okay. So I can say list item. That's going to select my first value, which is the smallest value, which is the one I want to remove. And then I can say equal quality. Bang, and then here. Dispatch. Am I doing this right? I don't think I'm doing it right. So I'm sorting by length to see with the smallest value. Let me just put this in big. Area. Yeah, dispatch equality, and then here. I think that's right. And then I can say prep. I think I'm doing it right, I'm not sure. No, there's an error. Fudge. I might have forgotten how to do this. True. What the hell? Why is it true? Yeah, I could also do greater than. But it's the same. It's the same concept. First, panel. I think I'm doing something wrong, and I'm not sure. True, false. Okay, yeah. Ah, there we go. Oh, but it's not doing all of them. Why? Is it because some of them are not the same? 11.1. What the hell? Larger than. Same principle. Yeah. Why is it not working? Smallest value, second number. Area. Let me just move. I need space to work this properly. So here I'm organizing. This is the smallest value. Yes. So this is the value I need it to be smaller than. Here I calculate whether or not it's smaller, and then here I'm separating into two lists. What if I use col index? Where's my indices index? And then no, something's happening. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. Second number. What, you mean these are inverted? No, it's working. Like for these two, it's working, but for the other one, it's not, and I'm not sure why. 11.5. There's only 4 values with 11.5. Col pattern. Yeah, it's doing the same, and I'm honestly not sure why. Panel. There should be 4 falses. One. There's only 2 falses. Why? There's 20 values, 21 values. Here I have 21 values too. So it's something to do with this. Okay. 11.55, which is the same. Yeah, it is. I don't understand. I'm going to test the theory out quickly. It's not larger than, but that's why I used equal. Equality, bang and bang. And then I should be able to use this inequality there. Yeah, I don't know why, but it can't be exactly the same if I'm using larger than. The only thing is I'm not sure why I can't use equality. Any ideas? Which is fine because I can use a little adjustment here with the addition thing, but it's kind of annoying that it's not perfect, right? So I can do this. It's not a big a deal, but you know, it's not. I'm not sure why it's not working. Anyway, we've culled the pattern. I'm going to make this a fixed value. Because we're working with such big values, this 0.1 is never going to be an issue. Yeah, that's what it's connected to, area. Yeah, it is connected to area. They're both connected to area, right? So I'm basically saying, look, I want you to calculate all the areas. I'm doing from smallest to biggest, so I can select the smallest. And then I'm saying the first number should be bigger than the second number. If it is larger, I want you to call the pattern with that in mind. And I'm not sure why it does that. I haven't a clue. Anyway, we have this, and then this part here is now going to be displaced all the way over here and now connected to this, so that we can now have this. That's the whole point of it. Right, and then once we have this, we can now reconnect this to the merge, and I'm going to save, and voila. Bang. That way it's a little bit more staggered. And for our final step, we could add more floors, which I'm going to do later. But before we do that, we need to bend it around a curve, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bounding rectangle. No, when I use sort list, where are you? Over here. When I use sort list, it's basically organizing the areas from smallest to biggest. So if I connect to panel, crap, panel. You can see the panel is now organizing from smallest to biggest. Oh, it's doing it by sections. I think I found the error. Okay, one sec, guys. I think I know what the issue is. Silly me. I'm doing it on one square again, so it's just easy to calculate. Here, it's because we're doing it on one. We're back to it's the same thing. Ah, that's really annoying. So let me make some space. This is this. It's now ordered by smallest to biggest. Here we're just extracting the smallest one. And no, it should be. It's really buggering, right? It really is an issue. Panels. My panels is fine too. What if do I need to simplify? Is that the issue? No, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I'm not sure why it's not working. No, it doesn't matter because the only reason I'm sorting the list, the only reason is just to extract the value I want as a reference. So it doesn't matter. Because what really matters is the first list, right? That's all I'm concerned about. So, oh crap. See, my first list is the same. It's just doing a comparison between each one to see if it is. Right, so if I connect to panel, my first value, it's saying, is my first number bigger than my second number? yes, 23.1 is bigger than 11 point blah blah blah, and then when it gets to 2 it says false, right? And then here if we have another 11, which is the 5th value, false. And then same here, false and false. There are 4 false values and it's in the same order. You can see it's 21 and it's 19. So in theory it's working. The only issue, the only part that's not working is here. And I'm just not sure as to, there we go. There we go. Why is it, I've done exactly the same thing from before and now it's working and I have no idea why. Now it's working. Okay, magic, I guess. Does the name of the lists we are comparing to also matter? Yeah, the important part here is that the list from area and from the quad panels are the same or like order, because those are the 2 pieces of information you need when you're culling. Like all of this part here is irrelevant, because the only reason we're doing this part is to extract this number here so that we can compare the original list. So this is the original list to this number, right? The important part is just this numerical value. And then when I'm doing the comparison, all I want to see is saying, okay, my first one from my list, is it bigger than this one? Yes. Is my second value bigger than this one? Yes. So it's not all of this part here is all irrelevant. Okay, so we've sorted that out magically. I don't know why it's working now. Before it didn't work. I'm not sure why. Maybe I just didn't connect it in the right order. Those things happen. Okay, we have this. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to merge all of my output data. Merge this and this together. I'm going to flatten geometry, turn this off, and I'm going to use this distance. Now I'm only interested in the x value because that's going to be my length for a line. I need the x direction. I'm going to use what's called a flow component, and we'll see how it works in a second. Construct point. So I'm just creating a line which goes, you can see it's in green, that has the same length as all of this. So all I've done is I've contained all of our geometries on a rectangle, which is this thing you can see in green. Then it gives me the length in x, right, which is this length, and I'm creating a line with the same length of x in the x direction, and that begins on 0, 0, 0. And we'll see why we need that. The simplify, maybe, yeah, it could be a branch issue. Yeah, I don't know. It could be, yeah. Grasshopper is a little bit tricky sometimes, especially if you're speed running. Okay, so we have this. Now, we need to create an arc with the same length as this line. Now, the issue is I don't know what that formula is. So I'm going to quickly go on Google and we're going to see arc radius formula. Let's see if that's... Let's see if we can get an image. 2 pi r equals what? Arc length. I need the length. That's what I'm interested in. Go on, give me a simplified formula, you bugger. This one? No. Jesus, the no. Calculate radius with length arc. Arc length, radius equals arc length divided central angle. In radians, oh you bastard. Arc length, here we go. So this is going to be our little cheat. Radius equals arc length. Okay, let's go in parts. Expression. Expression. This is going to be X. X is the only thing we need, I think. Radius arc length, which is the same length of that. Arc length times 180. So we're going to say X times 180 divided by what? Divided by pi multiplied by angle. Pi multiplied by angle, which we're going to call this y. So we do have two variables. Okay, this one here. So the length is going to be the same. Length, and y is the angle of our arc. So angle doesn't have the degrees option, so I'm just going to use radians. For this, degrees is going to be whatever we want. So we're going to say 360 is our maximum. And this goes here and here. The radius is this thing here. So this currently measures the same. If I make it bigger, it's going to adapt. Okay, cool. And so these are my two values we're going to need for the component. I'm going to put these together. Flow. Wrong one. Flow. The base is this. This is my target. We might need to reverse the base, so I'm going to connect to toggle. Just because we should be careful. And I'm going to move this over here. Our geometries are these two, so I'm just going to relay them with a brep. The custom viewer, I'm just going to move that to the end because we're going to need that later. I'm just going to relay this with a brep. Connect this here. Turn this on. Take this to the end. We're almost there. And here we need to graft. And we're going to need two of them. So I'm going to put this one over here for now. And this one is going to go here. And it might take a second. There we go. Preview. This one goes here. Turn this off. Everything else off. And what's happened here then? This one, this one. There we go. So we have this. I am going to do some adjustments where I want the length to be a bit bigger or the separation to be smaller. No, I want the width. I want the width to be bigger. Or we can remove a floor. If I say 3 floors. And also we might want more floors. Right. I think we should have more floors, to be honest. I'm just thinking the width could be more interesting if it were longer. So I'm going to say 45 in width. There you go, I think it's going to be better. And we need more heights, right? So okay, so I'm going to do a move Z series. Okay, how many heights do you want? Oh, wrong one. 0 to 10. I'm going to say 4 for now. Count steps. The thing is, the move is probably going to be better at the end, but I need to calculate the height. So the height of the brick, no, of both bricks is 2 times the height. Height between floors, that's not it. Floors, yeah, okay, so it's going to be this times 2. times 2. That's going to be my step. It's going to be my step. Yes, I think that's correct. And then I'm just going to put this at the end just because it's going to be less computational power. And then basically graph this, and I'm just going to test. There we go. And then do the same for the other one. And there we go. 4 is probably too big. Oh man, that overhang is crazy. Maybe it's not. I don't know. That overhang is huge. That's because of the separation. No, it's because the width is really big. We can solve it by making the gap bigger. By double, let's see. Flow is a powerful tool, man. Like once you properly understand how it works and everything, it's a really good tool. Oh, I think I just made the overhang worse. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Yeah, I think we had to go in the opposite direction. 10. All right. Oh, thinking. Never good. Oh man. Heavy script. Heavy script. That's bananas. Well, it's something. Something for sure. All right. Something like this is a little bit more sensible. Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely explain it, mate. So for the staggered room, I'm guessing you mean the inclination part, right? We have this, right? Let me explain it on 1. So it's going to be easier. Oh shoot, wrong one. Oops, 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 oops. Wrong one. Bear with me. Let me simplify this so I can... There you go. So we have. Let me just turn this off. We have the staggered panel, right? Like so. What I did was I extracted one of the corners, one of the segments, the one that's in green. Then I rotated the plane, right? I then displaced the plane. Let me just quickly. The important part is this. I have my original rectangles, right, which is here in the back. Then I have my planes, right, which are inclined. You can see they're inclined. And then I used a project along, which is basically what geometry do I want to project? The geometry I wanted to project are the rectangles. Onto what plane do I want to project? I want to project on these planes that I've just created. Remember before we rotated the planes according to a line, right? This is the line. We've rotated the plane 30 degrees in accordance to that line. And then we basically projected those curves onto that inclined plane. And then all we did was a symmetry, right? We did a symmetry where we have the inclined planes, and then we basically lofted them together, right? We basically did this. We lofted them together, and then we converted them into an offset prep. Right? And then we did everything after that. Does that explain it a little bit better? Awesome. Cool, guys. Well, you legends are legends indeed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the script. I'm going to put a WeTransfer link. And that way, because you guys lasted this long, you guys are going to get the stream file. Stream, upload it now. Ah, shit, I can't send it to you. Because I'm not able to speak in my chat because it's YouTube. Shoot, how can I send it to you guys? You guys who made it this far, send me a message on Instagram, and I'll send you guys the link. And finally, I'm just gonna bake, just to have this final view, and I'm gonna call it a day. Oh, damn it, the wrong one. Let me bake this. I'm gonna bake this as well. Yeah, sure. I'll do that once stream is over. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's crazy. Cool. All right, guys. I guess this is pretty much it for today. I just want to see an extreme case. I want to see what happens when this is 360. Now this is interesting. Yeah, the thing is I can't send the link. I can't send the link in YouTube chat because I can't chat on YouTube. Actually, no, that's a lie. I could probably let me go on YouTube quickly. I'm gonna go on my own stream, and it's gonna be a a mind. Oh, I can. Okay, there we go. There's the link. I've just I've had to go on my own stream, Inception. See, I'm currently Inception time here, and because you guys have been a good sport, there's a link. And oh wow, this is cool. As expected, it's going to go a bit slower. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, the render of this is going to be interesting. Because we're doing flow, the finishing is not going to be perfect, but you know, hey. Sick. It's interesting, right? It's an interesting feel. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, we could make this a lot more complex if we wanted to. It's just a time restraint thing. I'm going to leave that to you guys. I know you guys are more than capable of doing it, so yeah, you guys can go ahead and play around with that. All right, guys. I think this is going to be it. The time has come for us to say goodbye. I know you guys are sick of me. Alright, let me quickly save this. Yeah, you guys should probably play around with it too. You have my permission, of course. I'm trying to find the sweet spot of the arc. Cheers, guys. I appreciate you guys lots. If you need to ask me any questions or talk a little bit on the gram, we can do. Yeah. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it loads. And yeah, we'll be in touch. Send me a message if you ever want to talk on Instagram. And if you guys want to, in future, upload a quick stream record and tag me, that would be greatly appreciated too. And anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, cheers. Have a great one. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Hasta luego. Bye guys. Bye. Bye guys. You're the legend, mate. You're the legend.